So I'm not telling you anything new that you don't already know when I suggest that the sexual relationship is one of the areas that many couples struggle to get on the same page with, whether it's mismatched sex drives or different views about sex or past trauma or abuse as it relates to sex. Many couples struggle to maintain a healthy and mutually satisfying sexual relationship. So in this video, I want to suggest 4 keys that will help you maintain a healthy sexual relationship in your marriage. That's today on Relation Shots. Welcome to Relation Shots. My name is Eric Wooten. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome to the place to get practical relationship advice that actually works in your relationship. If you've not already done so, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming videos. If there's anything we can do to help you strengthen, restore, or even save your relationship, let us know. You can check out multiple links in the description area below for classes and membership and videos and resources and books that will help you in your relationship. We'd love to help you get where you're going, so check that out as well. All right, I know you don't need much convincing, but let's talk about sex. So the sexual relationship in marriage is one of the areas that's important enough that couples continue to fight about it, but also seems to be an area many struggle to get on the same page with. And I don't need to tell you, there's so many things in the world and in your relationship that will impact the sexual relationship, right? Schedule impacts the sexual relationship. Kids impact it. Work impacts it. A disconnection in a relationship impacts it. Hormonal changes impact it. Headaches impact it, right? Past sexual abuse impacts it. Hygiene issues impact it. Do I need to keep going? Anything you can think of will impact the sexual relationship. Yet many couples at least believe it's important enough that they continue to fight about it and have conflict around it. So what I want to do in this video is I want to give you 4 keys that I think are helpful in helping you to maintain a healthy sexual relationship. Now, I know if you're a couple on here that's struggling severely in this area, you may feel like a short video is not going to get you all the way to where you need to be, and that may be true. You may need to seek some counseling, some one-on-one interactions so you can dissect all the areas of your relationship that may be impacting it. But I think these 4 areas in this video can at least get you on the right path moving forward. And for a lot of couples, this will be enough to get you from a place where it has not been good to a place where you're talking about it and you're moving in the right direction. So let's talk about 4 keys to maintaining a healthy sexual relationship in marriage. Number 1 is deal with the past. Now, part of the problem we have is that we bring a lot of baggage into our marriages from past sexual experiences. So maybe there's been sexual assaults or abuse, things like that. Or maybe you just have some unhealthy sexual patterns. Maybe you have some wrong views about sex from how you grew up, what your parents said, what the church you went to said. But a lot of times we have past baggage around the sexual relationship we bring into marriage, and we don't really deal with it because we just don't want to talk about it. We're assuming that even though I had those issues before, now that I'm married, now that sex is, quote, legal, we'll be fine, and we never deal with it. So if past stuff is hurting your present relationship as it pertains to the sexual relationship, you got to deal with it. That may require counseling. That may require reading some books on how to have healthy sexual relationship in marriage. But what you've got to do is you got to deal with the past, because the past will creep up and have a negative impact on your present sexual relationship. So a lot of you, it starts there. You got to deal with the past, unpack some of those things, reframe some faulty beliefs, and heal from maybe some of the trauma that you've dealt with in the past. Key number 2 is you need to pursue purity. Now, for a lot of couples, what they're doing is they have been feeding their impurity throughout their life, outside of marriage, and then they walk into marriage and they're bringing all of that with them, and it's affecting the bedroom with their spouse. Listen, you can't spend all day looking at porn. You can't spend all day scrolling through Instagram, looking at photos of chicks or dudes. You can't spend all day reading romance novels or watching movies that depict the sexual relationship in a fictitious way and then walk into your marriage bedroom and expect things to be realistic. You're going to come in with unrealistic expectations. If I'm feeding my mind, if I'm feeding my sexual immorality outside of marriage, with porn, with other stuff, and then I walk into the bedroom with an expectation that my spouse will now satisfy the hunger that I've been feeding somewhere else, I'm setting us up for unrealistic expectations and frustration in the bedroom. So you can't be out here feeding yourself immorality and impurity, step into the bedroom and expect your spouse to meet the hunger that you've been feeding somewhere else. So part of protecting a healthy relationship in marriage is guarding your eyes and your mind outside of the bedroom so that you're not bringing those unrealistic expectations into the bedroom. We need to be pursuing purity. Key number 3 is to communicate regularly about it. Now, oftentimes, couples don't have a problem having sex, but they have a real problem talking about sex. Listen, you need to normalize talking about sex in your relationship. Figuring out the sexual relationship is not a once done, always done solution. Different seasons, different work schedules, the addition of children, the changing of bodies and hormones, all of those things are going to continue to cause us to have to make adjustments in our relationship. If one or both of you are not satisfied with the sexual relationship as it exists right now, you need to talk about it. And it needs to be normal for you to continue to talk about it so that you can stay on the same page. We bought into this myth that we shouldn't have to talk about it. If the relationship's great, then the sexual relationship should just be good without ever having to address it or talk about it. That is not true. Communicating about your sexual relationship is one of the keys to maintaining a healthy relationship. And number 4 is you need to prioritize it. Yes, if it is not happening, you need to put it on the calendar and you need to schedule it. Scheduling sex does not mean that something's wrong. Scheduling sex means that you believe it's important enough that you're going to prioritize it at all costs. Now, I did a whole video on scheduled sex that you can check out. But real quickly, let me remind you of 3 things scheduled sex will do for you. Number 1, it prioritizes it. You're saying this is important. We both believe it's important. Number 2, it eliminates sexual rejection. I don't have to worry about initiating and my spouse rejecting me because we've already decided when we're going to have it. And the spouse that maybe has less of a drive doesn't have to worry about their spouse trying to initiate every night and feeling bad and guilty about rejecting. We've already decided when it's going to happen. So it eliminates sexual rejection. And number 3, scheduled sex produces spontaneous sex. Once you've normalized having sex on a regular basis, it oftentimes produces more spontaneous sex, and usually find a rhythm where you don't have to schedule it anymore, where you're both kind of internally prioritizing it and both of you are initiating it at different times to make sure that it's happening in the relationship. So there's 4 keys to maintaining a healthy sexual relationship in your marriage. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a thought in the comment section below. Let's talk a little bit about it. As I said before, if there's anything we can help you do to strengthen your relationship, check out the links below. Maybe it's membership, maybe it's an upcoming 6-week Zoom class, maybe it's a resource like a book. We'd love to help you get where you're trying to go in your relationship. So check out those resources below. Or if you don't see something, let us know how you would like some help in your relationship. And I'll see you right back here next time on Relationshots.